Hello and welcome back here on my English YouTube channel about my Lego City project called Brick World. And in today's update, we are coming back to that very big multiplex cinema project I started last time. And I want to expand the area we did last time. We just built the entrance area. You can see it right now here in the center of the screen. And that's where I want to build more of the inside. So stay tuned for a cinema update. At the beginning, I want to show you a little technique I'm using here in the front of my cinema building. I'm using these slopes, but I'm using them upside down, and I'm going to use two of these headlight parts here, these headlight bricks. That makes a very special, interesting connection, because now I'm able to build up here on the other side, but not upside down, but normally up, and it fits exactly here in these corners, as you can see here, and that's a very nice way to build into two different directions with only a little bit of using these headlight bricks. I'm just using a little tile here up down to close everything up, and then we can build that up to the top, and then we can integrate it into our facade. And as you might know from the last time, I have that little complicated facade with that hanging out part, but that's something I just can integrate here with that little technique. But you also can see that I started working here inside, expanding the building a little bit to the right side. I'm using again here Lego minifigures from the Dungeons and Dragons series, and also can see I started testing out how I can do the inside of the building. Here I'm going to add a place where the people can buy their tickets, and up here I'm just testing some stuff. Here you can see how I integrate the technique you just saw a few minutes ago into the building facade, because I want to have a straight up building here on that side, and it's just testing at the moment, but I think I'm on the right way to integrate these techniques to get a very nice way of building everything here inside that cinema building. From the outside you can see it looks now like that, and you can see here, I'm going a little bit to the left side, that I printed out a little poster here, a Dungeons and Dragons poster, just to have something here on that white wall. And you can see how that technique I used with the slopes integrates here at the side of the windows to get everything into a shape I really like the outcome. Next up, I really worked inside that entrance area, and I added 19 new minifigures. I don't think I ever added so many minifigures in one update, but it's very important to have that crowded look here inside, some little storytelling. Somebody who did not like the movie maybe, and his friend here with the green hair liked the movie, so maybe it's some little storytelling. We have a lot of these little tables here where people are standing and talking, chatting about maybe after watching a movie or waiting for the movie, and that's some little stories you see everywhere in these big cinemas. And also we have kids, of course, and that where I started the area where you can buy your tickets. The employees are not here right now because I have to order some minifigures for that, but you get a good impression of how everything should look inside here. Of course, it's going to be located here at the next model of that building. All in all, I think I'm going to use 6 base plates with a size of 48 by 48. These are the very big gray base plates, and then I want to integrate the biggest room of that cinema with all the places on top of that entrance area here. That's going to be a little bit complicated, but I think at the end it's going to be a very nice look, especially because you might see from the side inside the building, like cuts through the building, like I did it on the other side of the city with the train station. And I already started to integrate some lights here, as always, from the Light My Brick system. That's something I'm using everywhere, and it's a very good system, especially when you build very big stuff like that. And here you can see how that roof is going down a little bit on the right side. And that's where there's going to be that big room for the cinema on top of it, and then inside there are going to be all these rows with the seats going down. And also you can see I integrated 2 strip lights here to have some light inside here in that entrance area, and I think that's a very good addition. I think that's the way I want to have the look of that cinema, a futuristic look with lots of white and gray colors, of course. And yeah, I think we are on the right way to get a very nice look for that building. As I said before, at the moment I'm just testing a lot of stuff just to find out how that overall look of that building should be. But that's something I'm always doing, because I'm not planning so much, for example, digitally. I'm just start building and then we can see how everything connects at the end. By the way, I just want to show you how what I have in my mind, because that big room on top of it, it's not the only room I want to integrate into here. I also want to do some parts underground. That's something you can see sometimes here over in Germany, especially in cities where there's not so much space on top. They're often having rooms under the underground, and as you can see here, already started here working here with that area where it's going to be another underground parking area that's going to be connected here over to that cinema. So we have a lot of stuff going up and building in the future here, not especially only for the cinema itself, but also in the underground area, connecting everything. I think it's going to be a very nice look at the end when you have that almost 360-degree look where you can see everything from the side and also look in that underground areas. And I think that's it for today. Just some final views, how everything comes together here with the cinema project. As you might know, that's going to be the next big, if you want to call it like that, mega project here in the city, and not as big as the train station building, but a very big and interesting stuff with a lot of technique. I'm going to integrate some displays for the cinemas itself, so where the movies are running, and so stay tuned for future updates.